I'll take about 10 minutes to briefly introduce the NCF. As you rightly said, this is a pre-draft. We wanted suggestions from various stakeholders. We have received, as of last week, comments from more than 700 institutions and individuals. One question they were asked to us first: is this policy aligned to the core principles guiding NEP 2020, the curriculum framework? The reply I got from many of my friends after going through is yes. What are these core principles? Number one, recognizing, identifying, and fostering the unique capabilities of each student to develop the student's holistic development. I'll come back to this statement later, holistic development. What does it mean through the NCF? The holistic development simply means development of human capacities related to intellectual development, aesthetic development, physical development, social and emotional learning and development, ethical and moral development, all in an integrated manner. That's what the NCF talks about it. If you really want to have the integrated development, the question raised is, can this be done by learning one subject area or one discipline as a major study? The answer is no. It needs a multidisciplinary approach to education. So the first important word highlighted by policy is holistic development. Second is what we call multidisciplinarity. Simply it means a student in grade 11 and 12, class 11 and 12, may not have the groups. This is engineering group. This is medical group. That is physics, chemistry, biology. Engineering group, physics, chemistry, mathematics. They will have flexibility to opt courses across various disciplines. Like a student may opt for physics. The next subject could be music or visual art. The next subject could be vocational capacity development. Our desire is ultimately all students in grade 11 and 12 opt for a course to promote vocational capacity development. So flexibility in choice of courses. The third important word used is equity and inclusion, by which I mean honoring student diversity. Even a state like Kerala, tremendous diversity from Kasaragod to Trivandrum, areas like Wayanad, Idukki, distinctly different from other areas. So can we honor student diversity in these areas in terms of language, in terms of culture, in terms of prerequisites, and so on? Learning ability also. The fourth important word is what we call teacher autonomy. Can we ensure autonomy of the teacher to design pedagogical approaches and learning experiences required to develop what we call, I now use the word, graduate attributes after completing grade 12. I use the word graduate completion of each level of course. The policy aims at a few important graduate attributes. Number one, after going through the course based on National Curriculum Framework for School Education, a student should be able to have coherent understanding of a discipline like physics, economics, history, language, and so on. Linkage between different areas within a discipline. If you are a student of chemistry, linkage between physical chemistry, analytical chemistry, pharmaceutical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry, and so on. If you are a student of economics, linkage between microeconomics, macroeconomics, econometrics, and so on. This is number one. Number two, procedural knowledge. If you want to be a physicist in future, if you want to be a manager of a hotel, if you want to be a tourism promotion person, what knowledge should a student acquire to perform tasks related to these areas? We call it procedural knowledge. Third, the NCF talks is very important. Shikumar used the word competencies, which includes the knowledge, capacities, values, and dispositions required to perform a task, a professional task later on in life. And lastly, capacity to apply the acquired knowledge into solving real life problems and situations. These are what we call discipline related outcomes, attributes of a student. The NCF talks about that. Second, I'll quickly go through so that we can come back later. NCF envisages acquisition and demonstration of capacities for certain skills which are to be acquired by all students, irrespective of whether one studies language, history, economics, hotel management, and so on. These are problem-solving skills, critical thinking, creative thinking, collaboration and teamwork, skilled communication skills, digital literacy and skills to leverage technology for learning and also for solving a problem, ethical and moral reasoning, and so on. NCF envisages the development of these capacities among all students of all disciplines. That means we have two categories of outcomes. One, discipline-oriented or discipline-based. The other, what we call generic learning outcomes, generic capacities, like the thing I mentioned. Practice of human and constitutional values, ethical and moral values, and so on, gender equity. So therefore, the NCF trust is mainly on this. I have received a large number of suggestions to improve the document. And one suggestion, as Sri Kumar rightly pointed out, was a little more on digital literacy and skills that are required to leverage technology for educational purpose, for health-related thing, and so on. And one outcome common for all is health and wellness and fitness, maybe through physical education and so on. So that is the idea we are talking about it. I'll come back later to discuss some of the suggestions I received to improve the national curriculum framework. We have been reflecting on the suggestions received. We already have now a revised pre-draft, which will incorporate more suggestions to prepare a draft to be in the domain again for public scrutiny. And based on the suggestions over a period of the next few days, we'll try to finalize the NCF.